Hello and welcome to Experience Share. It's a Pokemon podcast starring me, Toxicroak, aka Tanner Grinring, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Josh Blim.
Drift Blim.
Ugh.
Gross.
Yes, two gross Pokemon who are now a part of the,
I think,
Elite Four.
Toxicroak's got a little something to him.
I ran a Toxicroak. I don't think I had a lot of fun with him. I mean, I never have fun with any Poison type. Poison type are just so bad.
This is the guy who's still running a Garbodor.
I know, but he's a pile of garbage. I have to. I don't have a choice.
I have to say, I've been editing because we're in a different timeline than all of you bug catchers.
Yeah.
I've been editing episode 6 today. And we did a lot of talking about Darmanitan and
Whimsicott.
Whimsicott.
Musharma.
Yeah.
Dwebble.
Anyway, there were a lot of ones that you cast aside that definitely would be good. I mean, maybe you're happy with your team now, but I know you've been complaining about it.
At this point, it was like, I thought about it this week because I was like, man, maybe I should bring back, specifically, I thought maybe I should bring back Whimsicott. But then I was like, I don't want to sit and put the levels in.
Yeah.
I don't want to level up these Pokemon from whatever, 25 to 70. So I'm just stuck with the team I got, you know?
I get that. I actually debated replacing Samurott. I'm not liking this thing. I'm eating my words on this Mon. But like, I'm so deep into this fucking thing.
Exactly. Sure, Garbodor sucks, but he's at level 70. So like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm committed. It's sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah.
At work here, where it's like, well, I just got to keep putting effort into this piece of shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is a Pokemon podcast. We play through each Pokemon game, gym by gym, week by week. We are playing through Pokemon Black and White right now. And Josh, we are almost done, aren't we?
That's right.
We have defeated the Elite Four with Tony last week. And now we're back in the post game. And these games, Black and White, have so much dang post game that we decided to split Chasing Waterfalls into 2 different episodes.
That's right.
So this episode, we're going to be hunting down all of the 7 sages and then going and re-challenging the Elite Four and champion Alder. And then next week, we will do sort of the more typical Chasing Waterfalls fare.
Yeah, because technically, this is the episode where we're beating the Elite Four.
Right. We haven't actually beaten the game yet. They rolled credits too soon last week because we never took on the champion.
He got upended by a giant castle that sprung forth from the earth.
God, they dismantled that thing
so
quickly.
The best of us. Yeah, what the hell?
I went back this week and the whole dang thing was gone.
Where did it go?
I don't know.
I guess it was poorly constructed because, as we know, enslaved Pokemon were forced to build it.
Right. Is that true?
Yeah.
Did we know that?
One of the grunts said that they forced Pokemon to build it.
It's probably a bunch of girders.
Well, they didn't do that good of a job, apparently.
They're Pokemon. What do you expect?
Right.
Joshua, we start our journey in Nuvema Town because at the end of the last episode, credits rolled.
Right.
And our save games just plopped us right back in our rooms in Nuvema Town. Nuvema. You do what you always do in a post-game sequence, and you head downstairs and talk to Mommy.
Right.
She's right where you left her, right where you expect her to be. And here's what I was expecting. I was expecting to go downstairs and talk to Mommy, and she was like, oh, are you having fun on your adventures? Let me heal your Pokemon for you. Because that's what she always says.
Right.
But she didn't say that this week, did she?
What'd she say?
She said, I'm not your mom. I'm known Interpol agent.
I'm the police.
Yeah.
Looker.
She does, she does pretend to be your mom for a moment.
Yeah.
But then she reveals that she is not.
For a second, I was like, oh, this is great. Like, Pokemon Company, kudos, 2011. I'm raised by 2 moms. That's great.
Right.
But then one of them just turns out to be straight man.
One of them is Looker, who we were introduced to in the last gen.
Yeah. He is an Interpol agent, and he is always tracking down criminal syndicates.
Yep.
And I'm looking at his Bulbapedia page.
Does it actually say on Bulbapedia that he's an Interpol agent?
Well, he introduces himself as being part of the International Police, which is
Does
Interpol. And yeah, it's on Wolvopedia as well. But do you know what his name is in the Japanese version?
No.
Handsome. The translation of the Japanese name is simply
because he's a looker.
Handsome. Yeah, he's a looker.
I always assumed looker was like he's looking.
I know.
But he's not.
That's what I thought too. And then I was just curiously like looking it up right now. And apparently, and then you look at his illustration here and he could get it.
Can he?
Yeah.
I mean, even his little overworld sprite, he seems pretty handsome.
He's sort of like a sexy Inspector Gadget.
I just Googled looker as though that was going to like do it for me.
Yeah.
As though there weren't like an entire data management platform called Looker. That I'm an expert in.
Okay.
Thank you.
Didn't know that.
Yes. If anyone of the bug catchers needs help with Looker, yeah, I know my way around Looker.
I can help you out with Looker is what I mean. If you know what I mean.
He is handsome, and he is in Interpol, huh?
Yeah. Interpol exists. So South America exists, Guyana exists,
yep.
Russia exists, Africa exists, and the international police exist.
How do you think one joins Interpol? It's an international organization. It doesn't belong to anyone, right?
No.
It's extra national. Is that a thing? Did I make that up?
I actually am not sure.
Interpol. How does one join Interpol? Can I be an Interpol? I guess you have to probably be an officer of the law, which I am not.
I mean, that's where I would start.
Right. I am not interested in being an officer of the law.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
I remember there was a band called Interpol. I wonder if they're still around.
Yeah, they are.
They're on tour right now.
I've seen them a few times.
Have you?
Yeah.
They're sort of a...
Turn on the Bright Lights is one of the best albums of the 2000s. I mean,
here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to do for you. I've definitely heard Interpol songs, but it's been so long that I don't know if I remember what they're like. And I'm going to now guess at what I remember Interpol being. And here's what it is.
Great. Okay.
And I think this is going to drive you crazy, what I'm about to say.
I'm not going to love it.
My impression of Interpol, I'm going to say 15 years after I've heard the last Interpol song.
Jesus.
Is that Interpol is like the Killers, but a little bit harder and a little bit like techno-ier.
No, the last part's wrong. I would
They're
say
not techno-y?
No, they're harder rock than the Killers.
Okay.
The Killers' most recent 2 albums, which are excellent, by the way. Killers are back on the map.
Oh,
they had a pandemic resurgence.
Oh, their genre on Wikipedia is listed as post-punk revival.
Interpol?
They're pretty hard, huh? Joy Division.
Interpol is heavier than the Killers, I would say.
I mean, that's what I said. But I also added
then you said
the techno thing. Which
yeah, that's wrong. You were right on the first part, actually, but then you were wrong.
All right. Well, whatever. I'm gonna revisit Interpol after we're done here tonight.
Good band.
Maybe turn on the bright lights again.
I think you should.
Like I used to back in 2002 when I was 17. A lifetime. Literally half my life ago. You were what? You were like 6.
It was I guess I was like
12?
13 or 14 when it came out. That was it came out right when I started being able to learn how to drive.
Oh, right.
So that was one of my classic driving around brooding albums.
Yeah. I didn't learn how to drive until I was 19.
Wow. Humble
and get my license until I was 19. Before that, my friend Jim, who you've met, drove me everywhere. I just listened to whatever Jim would listen to, and Jim always listened to Hall & Oates' Greatest Hits. I think it was like stuck in his CD player or something.
Jesus Christ.
So that's all we listened to. It was great. It's all we needed, you know?
Hey, you can't go wrong with Hall & Oates. I mean, I would probably get over it at that point, but...
Yeah, so we end up in New Vema Town. Looker's there. He reveals himself. He whips off his mask and he says, "I'm not your mother. I'm Looker, the Interpol agent, and I want you to go hunt down the rogue agents of Team Plasma, who are still at large." Because there was
7 Sages.
The 7 Sages. There's like the Shadow Trifecta. There's like all these Plasma agents still active.
Yeah.
So he equips us with everything we need to go and hunt down the 7 Sages. 1 super rod.
Yeah. Which even your actual mom is like, and how does the super rod serve him in this search?
Yeah.
And he's like, it does nothing at all. And then he just walks away.
Yeah. Looker's a funny guy.
They phoned it in on that super rod delivery on this
Looker's got that
game.
super rod. It doesn't work as well with super rod as good rod.
He does have that super rod.
Yeah.
Based on the Japanese translation.
So then you make your way north, and the very first sage we're going to hunt down is the closest one to Nuvema Town. Now we can surf west from Route 1 to find our way to Route 18.
The setup is essentially that you go back to all of your old haunts. Right. So you kind of retrace all of your steps from the beginning
Except
of the
now
game.
You have strength and fly and
you got the HMs you need to
surf and everything.
Find where these sages are hiding, which is like slightly out of the way on each of these routes.
Right, yeah. First one we encounter is kind of in the water route area of this game.
This is Route 18. That's like west from Route 1. And this is the thing that I did episodes ago. And now I'm realizing that like...
They wanted you to do it now.
Yeah, but at the same time, when I did it, all the Mon that I fought from the trainers and the wild Pokemon were all like, level 20-something.
Oh, right.
So it was useful then, and it wouldn't have been useful now. But it's built into the story now, which is very confusing. It's like
it is confusing because
it should just be they all have level fucking 50 Pokemon now.
But like what's weird is like some of them do. Like you go back to some of these places and there are level like one of these sages had like level 60s Pokemon, like Pokemon in the 60s.
The basement of the Dream Yard has
it's fully
leveled
tough ass Pokemon.
Yeah.
But no, Route 18 is not that. Route 18 is just Route 18. And it's got currents, it's got water that will kind of push you around, and you got to find your way through the maze and eventually make your way to a little island on the far side of Route 18.
Yeah.
Where you find Rude. The first of the 7 sages who you need to apprehend. Why can't Looker do this? He's the fucking Interpol agent.
I mean, because everybody on Poke Earth is always outsourcing their jobs to children.
I'm not a cop.
I guess they never outlawed child labor.
Right. Or police impersonation.
Can I say about all these sages?
Say it.
They're all like super high and or depressed.
Oh yeah. They just sort of like you go up to these sages, you expect a battle.
Yeah.
Or like, expect some kind of resistance. But they don't. There's no battle. I mean,
they're
one
like
of them
depressed.
has a couple of like grunts, but for the most part, they're just like, they're like wistful. Like they're like
lamenting their lives.
Rude is like standing on the beach, like staring out at the water. And like they have these little like mini monologues. Rude says, "The ability to understand the minds and needs of others. This is an ability that everyone needs to survive. My Lord N is a kind and excellent person who understands the heart of Pokemon, but conversely, perhaps his ability to understand the hearts and feelings of people is not developed enough."
Oh, I like that you recorded some quotes. That's usually my thing, and I did not do that this time.
I just wanted to capture a little bit of their essence because, to your point, they're all just sort of emo, They're
very sad.
They're sad that Getsus got defeated.
Yeah.
Some of them are more sad than others. A lot of them are like sad that Getsus like crumbled so quickly.
Like the jig is up.
A lot of them are still like pining after N. They saw him as like the great savior.
Right.
Some of them are completely disillusioned with Team Plasma entirely. Most of them give you a TM too.
Oh yeah.
Rude gives you TM32, which is a double team.
Fine.
And then once he does that, Looker pops out of the bushes and says, "You're under arrest, Rude."
Rude.
Here's something that's rude. You're under arrest.
You're under arrest, yeah. There it is. I was trying to figure that out.
So then you surf your way back east towards Route 1. You make your way back north towards the Dream Yard, one of our first destinations in this game, where I caught my little baby Mana.
Mana.
That's good.
Yeah.
At the Dream Yard, you can finally like maneuver around a little bit. You can get inside. You can go down to the basement. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Previously, it was blocked.
Dream Yard is pretty festive now.
Yeah.
Like you can go into the basement, and then there's a bunch of psychics who are all like running around, and you kind of have to actually like trick them into fighting you.
Yeah, they run from you.
Yeah.
If you walk into their path rather than like, triggering them to come fight you, they will run away from you. So you have to do like some maneuvering to get them to battle you.
And then scientists as well. So everyone is trying to like figure out this dream mist situation, or they're just toasted.
Right. They come here to unwind.
Yeah.
After a long day. I don't know if this is true of all suburbs, but since I moved to the suburbs last summer, something I've noticed is the central Connecticut area is full of two kinds of things.
Okay.
The first of which is oxygen bars.
Okay.
Where people can go like huff oxygen, and I don't know if that like lifts you or what, but
I'm huffing oxygen right
too.
now.
Me too. It's fine. You know, I'm sure I'd be pretty displeased if I weren't huffing oxygen.
Yeah, but I don't like love it.
Yeah, people just go huff oxygen here.
It's nothing to write home about.
And the other one is sensory deprivation tanks.
Jesus God.
There's just like places like in the mall where you can just go and like lay down in a saline tank for a while. Just be alone with your thoughts, you know? Sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that.
Alone with my thoughts? No, thank you. I put on a podcast to like walk to the car, you know? Like I do not ever want to be alone with my thoughts.
It's terrifying.
That is a nightmare to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very hip in the suburbs of Connecticut to get high on oxygen and then deprive your senses. I don't know why.
You know what I'm excited about is that in that law that passed where weed is going to be legal in New York State, New York City got the Amsterdam style clause where we're going to have lounges.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
Yeah. I think because they were like, well, tourism is fucked here with the pandemic. We got to bring everyone back.
Except everywhere else has legal weed now, too. So
well, yeah, but
Connecticut has it.
Do any other states, or I guess cities specifically, do the lounge where you'd go in and you buy weed and like hang out?
No.
I don't think so.
That would be fun, though. I would do that with friends. Well, I don't know. If I smoked weed, I would. This is a PG podcast.
Yeah, that's a lot better than a freaking oxygen bar.
That sounds like fun. You're going to have so much fun in your little weed lounge.
Yeah, well, you can come down.
Your little den.
I do like dens.
Last time I was in a lounge like that, it was in Amsterdam in like 2009.
Yeah.
And I was staying in a hostel with 3 British people who were so horny. It was
That's what they're known for.
2 men and a woman. And both of the men just kept trying to get it on with the woman. They were so horny.
Wow.
They wanted to keep going to the red light district, which I didn't because sex is scary.
Right.
But we did go to one of those lounges, and then I did get hit by a car. The two things are unrelated.
Okay.
A very nice Dutch gentleman got out of his car, and he started speaking Dutch at me, and I was like, I'm good, thank you. And walked back to my hostel and slept it off.
Normally I would ask if you were okay, but obviously you were okay.
Fine, yeah. I think he maybe dislocated my knee or something. It hurt a lot, and it hurt so much that I just went home and slept for about 24 hours straight. And when I woke up, I was capable of putting weight on my leg again. So, who needs doctors?
You just limp back over to one of those lounges, man, and you're good. Once you're there.
I think I was on my way to the Van Gogh Museum, which is what they call it. In
that museum bangs.
The Netherlands.
Yeah.
It's a good time over there. They have fun.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
What are we doing? Dreamyard.
Yeah. So we're down in the basement. We're fighting scientists. We're fighting psychics.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really it. Eventually you make it onto a floor where you encountered another sage.
Oh, right.
Gorm, our old friend.
Gorm!
And what does he say? Does he say anything memorable?
Yeah, his thing is that he is still kind of chasing the dream mist. Dream. He says Musharna is said to appear here. Its dream mist makes you see dreams, but they are nothing but illusions. The dreams you realize with your own abilities are the real dreams. And that's actually, like, he's being pretty supportive.
Yeah.
He's like, let's let bygones be bygones. Let's forget about the Team Plasma stuff. Now I'm like a self-help coach. Like, welcome to my TEDx talk. The dreams you realize with your own abilities are the real dreams.
Team Plasma is an MLM, so that's only a natural sort of pivot.
Yeah, TEDx is all just MLM patrons.
It's like, what's my new scam?
Yeah, so Gorm gives you an actual handy move, which is Sword Dance.
Swords Dance. Hell yeah.
Dance. Yeah. Which I immediately trained to Bisharp.
Yeah, you also get Dream Eater down here. Just on the floor. This one was very useful.
One of the Elite Four, who is it? The woman who has the sleepy moves. Caitlyn.
Oh, yeah.
Caitlyn's Musharma had a Dream Eater, and it took out one of my guys in one hit. She put someone to sleep, and then Dream ate his dreams, and he died instantly. It was such a hard move.
Sweet
I really
dreams
struggled
are made
with the
of
Elite
that.
Four. We'll get to it later, but
yeah,
the Elite Four gave me a lot of trouble.
Hey, man. I got out of there by the skin of my fucking yellow country teeth as well.
I mean, I took them on probably a dozen times before I finally beat them.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah,
it wasn't that dark for me.
It was tough. I mean, I was underleveled. I eventually just had to get my levels up, which they helped with.
I did a regimented schedule of every day that I was going seeking for these sages, I would also fly back to Nimbasa City, and I took on the big stadium and the small court. I cleared it every day for about 10 days in a row.
Yep.
Because it's lit now. I mean, there's 10 trainers in each one. They all have level fucking 65 or up Pokemon. I got so much experience in there.
Yeah, they were reliable. So then we're done with the Dream Yard once again. And then we make our way to the Relic Castle, way out in the desert resort.
Yeah.
Which is the next stop on our long journey to defeat all the 7 sages. This one was a pain because it's not just walk to a place and talk to a guy. It's you have to go through all of the Relic Castle again. And you have to figure out all the sand puzzles.
Yeah, you have to make your way down to the very bottom of it.
Yeah. Obviously, it's a dungeon, so you're getting stopped by Yamasks every 3 steps.
Oh, I had Max Repel on.
I mean, I did too, but
whole time.
Every now and then it sort
50.
of wears off, and you're like, why is so many Yamasks attacking me? But yeah, you make your way down to the bottom, and this 7 sage is called Ryoku.
Yeah.
His whole thing is, what's his quote? Oh, his whole thing is he's here to catch Volcarona, which is Volcarona, which is a big butterfly Pokemon.
Spicy moth.
So he says, I was planning to catch the Pokemon called Volcarona that lives in this relic castle and present it to Ghetsis.
Volcarona.
But the Shadow Triad said that Ghetsis has gone somewhere, right? It's why are you asking me? I don't know. In jail?
Yeah.
Do you mean jail? Do we know if Ghetsis went somewhere?
We don't know where Ghetsis is.
The weird thing about this little 7 sage hunt that Looker sends you on is there's only 5 so far.
Yeah, they're not all here yet.
But yeah, so then he fucks off too and leaves you to your own devices with regards to Volcarona, who's in the next room over.
Volcarona.
I decided to go in and take on Volcarona. What about you?
I was intending to catch it, but it kept breaking out of balls, and I was like, I don't... Fuck this. And I just killed it. I killed it.
It's a tough little mon. He knows a move called Quiver Dance, and once he gets a couple of those
off...
my
Lilligant.
Quiver Dance raises the user's special attack, special defense, and speed stats by 1 stage each.
It's sick.
And he'll sit and drop it several times, and you're just kind of scrambling to keep
And if
up.
you let him get away with it, I mean, it's curtains.
Yeah,
it's
you're
curtains.
Toast. You're toast. Yeah, he's tough. He also knows Silver Wind, which is a bug move, Heat Wave, which is a pretty hoss fire move.
Heat Wave and Bug Buzz
and
are
Bug Buzz.
Extremely good moves of their respective categories, fire and bug.
Right.
So if you let this thing get out of control, which it started to in my game, and I was like, my team's just going to fucking die. I'm not going to run it. I ran it in my original playthrough, but my team has already been doing well.
Right.
I killed it. I brought in...
He's tough. He's tough.
And I just brought in Archeops, and I fucking rock slide on that thing and just killed it.
I caught it. I don't know why. I just did.
Well done. Well, it comes with the silver powder, which is also nice.
Yeah, except I don't have a bug Pokemon, so what am I supposed to do with silver powder?
Well, it's a bug Pokemon, but I guess it's not inanimate at all.
It's not inanimate. It's just a bug.
Yeah.
He's also level 70, which at this point is pretty high.
Yeah, I think I was level 58 to maybe 62 at this point.
But he's like one of those Pokemon that requires being on like a sliver of red health before he'll even think about staying in a Pokeball.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just kind of a pain. I don't know why I bothered.
I mean, I'm impressed that you even caught it. I gave up.
I don't need it. And what am I going to do with it? You know, I think in my mind, I was like, well, if I ever want to run like an all legendaries team,
it's a
maybe it'd be nice to have Volcarona.
It's not a legendary, but
pseudos, whatever.
I guess this is probably obvious, but it's probably my favorite like bug type.
Oh, really? Not even Scizor?
No, Scizor probably is. You're right.
My favorite bug type is... I was trying to think of the funniest one, but they're all pretty dumb. So
I also really like Orbeetle, which is in Sword and Shield. So we're far away from that.
Oh, I like Heracross, actually, even though I've decided...
Oh, yeah, you really like Heracross.
Yeah. I've decided I'm done with fighting-type Pokemon, but I do like Heracross.
So anyway, you kill it or you capture it, and then you're out.
And then you're out. And then, of course, then you have to, like, journey through the rest of... You have to, like, find the back exit to Relic Castle, which has you going, like, through a long route, constantly being attacked by Ymasks. And
why
then,
didn't
like,
you just escape rope, man?
Because I don't carry escape ropes. What am I, made out of escape ropes?
Yeah, I am.
I
have like $600,000 sitting around.
I don't think I purchased an escape rope. If I had any, it was some that I just found in the wild. Like, I don't think about escape ropes until it's too late, until you're at the bottom level of the fucking Relic Castle and you have to make your way up 1,000 stairs just to get back to the surface.
Yeah, this one would have been really dark without an escape rope. So I'm sorry for you.
The other thing that happens in Relic Castle here is back at the top level out on the desert resort, all of the Darmanitan statues that are kind of posted up in front of the entrance to Relic Castle.
Yeah.
They're all in Zen mode, and Juniper comes out. Professor Juniper comes out, and she's like, hey, check these out. They look like statues, but they're not. They're Pokemon. If you give them one of these rage candy bars, it will wake them up. But she's like, these Darmanitans have been here for countless years. Like, they pre-exist modern civilization, and they were here before the Relic Castle was even built. And it's like, okay, well, now I'm going to wake one up and kill it. Is that what you want? That's what I did. I woke it up. It's like, oh, I'm so sleepy. It's like, well, now you have to battle me, a child, and I'm going to kill you.
And I'm going to kill you.
I should have caught it. I was running a Darmanitan for a long time.
Oh,
I know, but it doesn't have
Zen mode. Oh, shit. Yeah, these are freebies.
I should have caught it and like had a cool Zen mode.
God, yeah, that was another option for you.
Sorry, Darmanitan.
Rest in petals.
2 more 7 sages left. Joshua, where did you head next? Tell me.
I went up
after this break
to
Joshy, welcome back. Bug catchers, welcome back.
Tanny, welcome back.
The next sage we are hunting down, Taken style, like Qui-Gon Jinn in Taken, is our old friend Zinzolin.
That one I don't remember.
He's right where we left him in Trainer Clay's capable hands. Who, of course, just let him go. And he stayed in the Sub-Zero meat locker.
Yeah, he just stayed hanging out.
Cold storage.
Getting hypothermia.
His quote is, right now, I'm shivering, I'm suffering, but I'm alive. It's like, hey, man, you could have left. You could have gone anywhere.
Don't have to be here.
You didn't have to be in the cold storage. You didn't have to be in the meat locker. But he insisted.
So I took a photo of this, actually, because I was pretty mesmerized with this Zinzolin. He's really dark.
Yeah.
His preamble is, the experience of joy and suffering are a vital part of being alive. Getsis gave me the sensation of being truly alive. And then I think he goes into, but now I'm shivering. I'm suffering. But I'm alive.
Jesus, My Chemical Romance.
Christ. Hey. Yeah, maybe join Interpol, man.
He is, I think, the silliest looking of all the 7 sages from what I'm seeing on Bulbapedia. He's got this absurdly big coat. He looks like Baron Harkonnen.
Oh, this guy's a joke. Yeah, you're right.
He's got like his like inflating like hover suit on.
Yeah.
So he gives you Hone Claws, which is a fine move, I guess. Or it's I don't care. Useless move. It's stupid.
No, not interested.
And then Looker, of course, comes in and snatches him up and sends him off to the Guantanamo. Or whatever the Unova equivalent Guantanamo is.
Rikers?
Yeah, Rikers. It's just
That's not funny. Rikers needs to be shut down.
Just off the coast of whatever that town is that's supposed to be New York.
Castilia.
Yeah, that's not funny. Rikers should be shut down.
Yeah.
And all prisons should be reformed, as should the entire criminal justice system. Sorry.
Agree.
One last sage, Joshua, for us to hunt down. He's the hardest sage because he has two little cronies with him.
Yeah.
Who try to fuck you up.
Plus, we had to go back to the laborious, the notorious Chargestone Cave.
Yeah. Bronius is the fifth of seven sages at the bottom of this cave.
Yeah.
After you do plenty of crystal pushing. I couldn't even remember the mechanic. It was like, there's all sorts of crystals you can push.
Stumped me for a second, too.
You have to push the crystals towards other crystals, which I couldn't remember for the life of me. But eventually I managed to get down to Bronius. Bronius seems to be, he's in a weird situation because he's both the most aggressive because he has two plasma grunts who pop out and battle you.
Right. He summons them as soon as you interact with him.
But he's also sort of the most, like, he is the quickest to abandon the principles of Team Plasma. He says, "Those who left Team Plasma and are behaving with respect and understanding towards Pokemon, them I forgive. However, those who won't interact with Pokemon in a kind and honest way, even I will never forgive them." So it seems like he's ready to kind of give up on Team Plasma.
Oh, so he was a hack.
But he still sends two Team Plasma grunts after you. So, I don't know. Make up your mind, Bronius. Bronius is kind of a cool name, though, right?
Cool story, Bronius.
Cool story, Bronius.
Is that something? Maybe.
I think so, yeah.
Sure.
So, yeah, and that's the seven sages that we were able to catch so far. There's a whole chunk of map that we have yet to unlock.
Yeah, like a third of the east side of the map.
We're in the post game. Like 9 out of 10 people who've played this game have never seen like a full third of the map.
Right.
Isn't that wild? And like even us, we've now done like an additional whatever, like 10 hours of playing after beating the Elite Four.
Yeah. I'm at like 62 hours, I think, now.
Yeah. And we still haven't seen that third.
I mean, this is easily going to be, bug catchers, this is easily going to be our record-setting level game.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Like, we're not even done, and we've already got a couple of Mon that are in the 70s, so...
Yep. It's gonna be
I don't think we've ever breached 70.
Man, it's a hot one, as they say.
Yeah.
Matchbox, Rob Thomas and Santana.
Oh, Santana.
Rob Thomas and Santana, yeah. All that's left to do is hunt down those last seven sages. Obviously, we're going to need to go find Getsis, and I don't even know who the seventh sage is.
Giallo.
Oh, we met Giallo.
I'm doing the Italian sign.
Can you be racist towards Italian people?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Have I ever told the story of how do I want to tell this? We'll see how it lands. In high school, started I'm
going to do a loud clap here just so whoever's editing it can use this as a cut point. Okay, go ahead.
In high school, I started the Great Britain Club, and that was spelled that was CLUBBE.
Yeah, it's funny.
Because I was starting to learn about British history, and I thought that it was messed up that we had French club, Spanish club, Japanese club. I was like, how about Great British Club?
Oh, boy, Josh.
And I got actually a couple dozen members, and we would just hang out and like drink tea, and I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, that was our whole thing. But then I decided to declare a 7 days war on French club. And it was a food drive. So it's good.
Yeah, it's for a good cause.
I declared this war on them, and I said, whoever gets more donations in 7 days is the superior club, aka country, because it's the UK versus France, so of course. And I crushed them. We crushed them.
Yeah, of course. I think the French club isn't going to do any good work.
No, of course. They always lose.
Yeah.
And one of the most predominant, like, French teacher, Miss Solonsky.
Very French name.
She called me in. Like, I didn't take French. I took Spanish. She called me into her class.
It was like The Hague. You were being like called in for like war crimes.
And she goes, so I know that, we were all just raising food for a good cause, but like, it's pretty racist of you to be singling out the French. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, crack a history book, lady.
France and French and British are not a race. It's an ethnicity. So this is not racist.
At least you weren't
she did
colonizing
not like that. She really didn't like that.
Other clubs, like sending your members to go like take over Spanish club.
Oh yeah, I wasn't trying to
would
like
have been the real British tradition.
Forcefully set up a trade port on Japanese club,
The sun never sets on the British club.
Britain versus France, that's fine.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
She hated it. But
that's a tale as old as time.
I won.
Good, Josh.
Yeah.
Josh is constantly testing the boundaries of what can be racist. And this week it was, can you pretend to be British and be bigoted towards French people? And apparently the answer is yes.
Yep.
So, you know who's a big Churchill fan?
Me?
Like you? Aside from you know who's a big Churchill fan?
Don't say Boris Johnson.
I mean, probably, right?
No, he is, unfortunately.
I imagine most British people are.
Yeah.
Ben Shapiro.
Oh, God. I didn't know that.
So that's kind of who you're throwing in with.
You have to bring him into this?
That's who you're throwing in with is Shapiro. He's also a big Star Wars fan, which I love. So you're not alone in your discomfort.
Does he like Jar Jar?
Does anyone?
No. Well, you.
Besides me.
Jar Jar is sort of the Neville Chamberlain of the Star Wars universe.
Yeah. I was recording with someone the other day. I've recorded so many podcasts this week that I now don't remember who it was or whether or not you were on the call with me.
Yeah, Tanner was humble bragging about how he recorded like 7 podcasts this past week.
But someone saw the Jar Jar posters in my studio here, and they were like, "Oh, I love that you have a big Jar Jar poster behind you and a oh no, you were
that
there,
was I Choose You."
Yeah, I Choose You. They're like, I love the big Jar Jar poster, and I love that.
I think Jeremy.
All you have under it is like a Weezer poster, and I was like, oh, it's not a Weezer poster; it's also a Jar Jar poster.
Misa.
It says Misa.
And that was a gift from me.
Yeah, that was a gift from you.
Yeah.
The Jar Jar wall is looking pretty empty. I'm gonna have to get another piece of art.
Well, Christmas is coming up.
At some point, that sound baffling is going to be so covered in Jar Jar posters that it's not even going to function as sound baffling anymore, because it's a whole wall of like foam egg crate.
I think you need at least 2 more so that your head is
over
flanked.
Here. Over here. Yeah, I think so.
But
too.
Probably ideally you need 6 so that there's 2 behind your head as well.
Right.
So that it looks like a real.
Looks like I'm
full
living in a used space, sort of like
exactly
Star Wars. That's what Lucas always said. It's a used universe.
Sure. So the next thing, speaking of challenging conversations, is Challenger's Cave.
Challenger's Cave, yeah, it has now been unlocked. It's on Route 9, right across from the big department store.
Shopping Mall 9.
Yep. Previously, there was a black belt there keeping you from getting in.
Right.
And now he has moved out of the way so you can get in there. It has a flash kind of mechanic to it when you enter.
God, yeah.
You're sort of just surrounded by a little ball of light.
And so here's something I would say, going back to like probably the first episode of this season, with the TMs being able to be reused that you were complaining about.
Yeah.
Flash and Rock Smash being able to be reused is great, because I just threw Flash on Behem.
Isn't he one of your final team?
Yeah, but
now he just has Flash on him? You still have to go take on the Elite Four.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is his other move is Thunderbolt that I replaced it with, and Thunderbolt is a TM as well.
Oh, right. That's the nice thing about TMs.
So I just threw Flash on him for Challenger's Cave, and then I just taught Thunderbolt to him again as soon as I got the fuck out of there. That's great. That makes the reusable TM thing
that's
so
great.
Justifiable.
That's so much fun, because you could have a whole different moveset depending on the situation. Now I'm fully on board with reusable TMs.
Hell yeah.
You know what else I realized this journey is? I had collected so much shit in my inventory that I was like, oh, I have to go clear. I don't why am I still carrying around a leaf stone? I have no use for this.
Oh yeah. I found a leaf stone on the floor randomly in Challenger's Cave.
I know.
I don't need more of these.
So I was like, I'm going to go dump these leaf stones in my box. There is no item box.
No, you have an infinite bag.
You have an infinite bag, and they don't even let you like clear inventory. I mean, I guess you could sell it or drop it.
I prefer to have an infinite inventory, of course, but like
I like to keep a clean bag.
It's a mess.
It's hard to navigate.
I don't know where fucking anything is.
Yeah.
Plus, you get all of those like, which I just started selling, the little like ice gem and ground gem or whatever.
So that's the thing about. So
like
let's take a step back.
Move.
Challengers Cave is
It's
filled with high level trainers who you can come and like grind on.
They're all like, I think, minimum level 62.
Yeah.
And above.
Yeah, there's just a ton of high level trainers here. You need flash. You need. I don't think I had rock smash. You need surf.
It's just surf and flash,
and they all have previous gen Pokemon. I don't know if that's exclusively true.
Yeah, we did get the national dex from what's his face,
Looker,
the Elder Juniper.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
he showed up in November, I think, as well.
So yeah, there's just a bunch of dudes in here, and you go, and there's a bunch of items, and now that we have the national dex, previous gen Pokemon are starting to show up again.
It made my sweetie choice complex because I've been trying to only honor Gen 5 Mon.
Sure.
But there were a lot of sweeties. Dratini, there's a Jigglypuff.
Oh, right.
And they're all bouncing around.
Oh, yeah, they look good.
Looking jolly.
They look good in these updated...
I did not select them.
Updated graphics and sprites, but...
Yeah.
The other thing that's in Challenger's Cave is a bunch of items, tons of items. You pick up Stone Edge, which is a pretty good
hell yeah
move. There's some rare candies. There's like vitamins, like proteins and stuff like that. There's a black belt in here, which is, I guess, sort of useful.
Yeah, power up for fighting moves.
Yep. And then there are these gems, right? Is it here that we picked up all these gems?
Well, they show up in caves randomly when you get a little dust cloud, and it's either like a drill burr or a gem. Or a leaf stone, fucking apparently.
God, now I can't remember how they work. It's you give it to a Pokemon.
It's a held item.
Let's say you pick up a bug gem. You give it to a bug Pokemon, and the first time that bug Pokemon uses a bug move, it's 1.5 times effective.
I think so.
It just boosts one move one time. So it's not like the most useful thing in the world. But
it's not worth it as far as I'm concerned.
They're everywhere. You can, as long as you keep bumping into those dust clouds, which I did because I wanted to battle Pokemon and gain experience. You're pretty likely to get one of those gems.
Yeah.
So that's Challenger Cave. Once you're done with that, like you just see your way out. It's only 3 levels. It's not a huge facility.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I'm pretty sure that if you didn't want to train Flash to a Pokemon, you don't have to. Like, you could probably get through this entire thing with just a little...
Could have made it.
Little ring of light around you. From there, Josh, we're kind of done. At least for this week. The only other thing is we have to go activate Alder. Who we lost track of after his defeat at the hands of N. We haven't technically beaten the Elite Four yet. We have to take on the champion, and the champion is Alder. So he is waiting atop Celestial Tower outside of Mr. Alton. And you have a little conversation with him. He rings a bell, I think. There's a big bell on top of Celestial Tower.
Well, we should also say, this is when you learn about Thundurus and Tornadus and...
Oh, right. Yes. God, Tornadus kept bugging the shit out of me.
This is the Stewart International Airport where it's raining all the time.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of nowhere. And when you're like trying to go up to Celestial Tower, it starts like flashing on the screen and like pouring rain more than normal. And then this old woman pulls you into like that safe house.
Yeah.
Where normally you can heal when we were training out here.
Right.
And then she's like, "Whoa, would you like to have some tea?" And we're like, "Well, I don't think I really have a choice."
What is this, British club?
Yeah, what is this? Great Britain Club? And she tells you a story about, fucking whatever.
So many legendaries in this game. They're just like, they just keep them coming.
Thundurus.
Here's 2 new ones. Thundurus and Tornadus.
There's a third one, too.
So does your game have Thundurus and mine has Tornadus? Or does both games?
I think we have all of them.
Both games have both? Oh, okay.
They act like the legendary dogs
you can sort of
in Gen 2 where they run around.
There was a fun little segment here. After you talk to that lady, you go back outside and it's still really storming. And
Landorus is the third one.
Tornadus comes down from the sky and like taunted me. He's like, "Come get me." He's like a genie guy, and then he flies off again. So I didn't bother hunting down Tornadus or Thunderous. Did you?
No, I don't care.
Are they good?
Of course.
They're so ugly. Tornadus is so ugly.
I'm just not going to use any of them, and I agree that they're ugly.
What's Thunderous look like? I don't remember.
The forces of nature is what they are, which is fun.
Oh, you know the three forces of nature: thunder, tornadoes, and land.
One of these things is not like the others. Yeah.
They all look the exact same. They all just have different colorways.
But they're Therian form.
Yeah, they're Therian form. How do you activate a Therian form?
I don't know. I've never used any of these fucking things.
Reveal glass. Ugh. Why are you making it so complicated, Pokemon Company?
I don't need all this to care
this.
About this thing.
I think the only one that has a cool Therian form is Landorus.
Oh, I like.
This is kind of a big lion.
I like Tornadus, the bird.
Oh, the Tornadus is a bird that has a bra on.
I don't like that. Okay.
It's a bird wearing a bra. And that's Josh's favorite. And also, it's got a little, like, vagina.
Well, they're all... It says specifically... This is interesting. All male legendary trio. So, they're drag queens.
It's got a little vulva or something.
Mulva?
Now that you've confronted Alder, he's like, "Good job defeating N. Come take on the Elite Four again. They're going to be much harder this time."
Yeah.
Let's talk about our teams.
In level check?
Level check.
That's my thing. Saying it like that.
I know, but you said the name of the thing, so then our roles were reversed.
How about you kick it off? Okay. I want to see if you maybe made any more changes, because you've been known for that this season.
Thought about it, really, really considered it. And now that we have access to the national decks, I thought there was maybe some potential talent from previous generations.
Oh, you were thinking about importing from national decks. Wow.
But I didn't. I kept the same team. Garbodor, level 70.
Nice.
Nazca Lines, Sigilyph, level 69.
Sorry, that's nice.
That's nice. That's the sex number.
That's nice.
Gears, Klinklang, level 69.
Nice.
Candle, Chandelure, level 69.
Nice.
Did some work on Chandelure. I think I've got it in shape. I think I've got it in the fighting condition I wanted in. I had to do some move swapping on it, but Chess Piece, Bisharp, level 71. I think Chess Piece is my ringer.
I hate that thing.
Yeah, he's my ringer. He's the only good Pokemon I
Even
have.
Just some like baseball player in Nimbasa has a Bisharp, and like that thing was tough. Fucking running roughshod over my team.
Yeah, it's tough.
So this is troubling.
Unless you have a fire Pokemon, which apparently everyone fucking does.
Well, I don't, and I will be getting Flamethrower as a TM after this.
We are going to battle tonight, so we'll see. We'll see how I do.
Yeah, I think I could potentially be in trouble tonight, but I think...
You always say that, and then you trounce me. And our levels are completely... there's a lot of parity between our levels.
Yeah, we're almost the same.
Ice Cream, Vanillux, level 68. What about Joshua?
Joshua, who has named all of his Pokemon after Seinfeld characters, which, if you're listening to this episode, I mean, what are you doing?
Must know that by now.
You have to know this.
Unless you're one of those freaks who's like, discovers a new podcast and you're like, oh, I'm going to work my way backwards through the podcast.
Jesus.
People do that, and it's like, that's bananas.
No way.
You're a psychopath.
Cuckoo bananas.
If you're listening to this and you're doing that right now, you're a psychopath.
Get out of here.
You need to go to the police station and turn yourself in.
Looker will lock you up.
Yeah.
So Jerry, Samurott, don't love it, but, traps.
Yeah.
Level 68.
Sunk cost fallacy.
Exactly. Elaine, doing her little kicks as Lilligant, level 69.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Leo, Crocodile, level 70.
Someone's Crocodile. Who was it? What's this dickhead? Grimsley's Crocodile. Oh, boy. Grimsley's Crocodile almost ended me.
Wow. Well, that's a good sign for me.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, we have a similar moveset, which I will be talking about.
Your Crocodile's always been my death blow.
Yeah, that thing has kind of been my MVP.
Nothing I can do against that thing.
I guess I would say, because we're almost at the end of the series, I've only run 2 of these Pokemon before. So I've been very impressed, which is Samurott and Electric.
Okay.
I've been very impressed with everyone in general.
Me too. Your Crocodile especially. I was shitting all over it for like the first half of the season, but tough little alligator.
Yeah, plus I think you were wrong. I mean, I think it's cool. Like, I think it's fun. It's like sassy.
Okay.
Anyway. Kramer, Electric, level 67.
Yuck.
George, Archeops, love this thing. Level 69.
Yum.
That one is, I think, probably my favorite Pokemon on the team, though.
Real cutie, cool moves.
You pick up Earthquake in Relic Castle, so it knows Earthquake now as well.
Okay.
And then Jay Peterman, BHM, level 69.
Yucky, Josh. Let's talk about the Elite Four.
All right.
I texted you the other day and said, I'm a little worried. This is probably 3 days ago. I said, I'm a little worried that I'm not going to be able to beat the Elite Four before Friday.
Yeah, you were very concerned.
And I think it's just because my team is bad. Through no fault of my own, except I'm bad at Pokemon. And I also set up this arbitrary constraint for myself.
Yeah, I think that's probably a stronger argument there.
But I did a little leveling, and I finally beat the Elite Four. Let me tell you about my journey. I took on Chantal first. Okay. I decided to get Chantal and Grimsley out of the way because I thought that they would be the most difficult, being Ghost type and Dark type.
Well, I think Chantal was my biggest problem.
Was she?
Previously. And again.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to leap ahead. I'll give you the precursor of my summary, which is just that every single one of them, other than who's the fighting one? Marshall. Every single one of them, other than Marshall, got me down to one Mon.
Yeah. They're tough.
And it was like I'm resurrecting Pokemon to just fucking stay alive and kill them.
All of the Pokemon are at least level 70, right?
Oh, I think 71 is the minimum.
Yeah. So they get pretty tough. Chantal burned through a lot of my Pokemon.
Which is the ghost one.
And I came in with what I felt like was a ton of revives. I think probably like 30 revives.
Me too.
And just in my battle with Chantal, I went through all of them. All but like 3. I was like, I need to hold on to at least a few
Jesus Christ.
revives. And then got out of the battle with Chantal with 1 Pokemon dead and 5 active. And I was like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? Like, I can't take on the rest of the Elite Four and Alder with 5 Pokemon. But that's exactly what I did, Joshua. And 3 revives.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's great.
It took forever. It was just like grinding it out and like constantly swapping.
So you didn't white out? You managed to pull it off?
I whited out. I whited out 24 times before I finally got to this point. But yeah, I finally managed to take everyone on. The real MVP was Toxic Spikes.
Yeah.
Dropping Toxic Spikes just meant it was like a war of attrition. All I had to do was survive, and their Pokemon all came in. I mean, with some notable exceptions, like Steel type, who are immune, and Flying type, who have Levitate.
They're just unaffected by ground moves. They don't have Levitate.
Sure. They won't. They will not interact with spikes.
Yeah.
But everyone came in poisoned, so I just had to like wait it out for the most part. I had tons of full restores and max heals.
Oh, max potion.
Max potion. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had tons of those. So, that's just kind of poisoning everyone and then healing every turn is what got me through most of the Elite Four after Chantal took out all my revives and Vanillux.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was all kind of like, I would not say smooth sailing. I would say extremely rocky, rough seas sailing. Except for, to your point, Marshall, who was a cakewalk.
Yeah, that one was like Archeops, one-hit KO, acrobatics on every single one of them.
Yeah.
So let me say something.
Yeah.
You know who I decided that Joshy Sweetie is?
Ooh, someone Marshall had?
Yeah.
Who?
I wanted to keep running with Gen 5 Mons, so I've decided that Mean Xiao. Yeah.
That's
Joshy Sweetie.
It's sort of like a Kung Fu ferret, right?
Yeah, I think Kung Fu ferret is exactly right.
Yeah.
It's got its floppy, weird, long arms.
Mayan Xiao's cool. I like Mayan Xiao. I don't think Mayan Fu is very cool.
No.
But I think Mayan Xiao's cool.
It's like a sassy, like, cat ferret.
Although I think of all of Marshall's Pokemon, Mayan Xiao was probably one of the easier ones, too.
Well, yeah.
They're all easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bisharp helped me get through a lot of this as a dark-type Pokemon. He was obviously very good at taking out Caitlyn, especially.
Oh, yeah.
So Caitlyn didn't give me a lot of trouble either. Marshall and Caitlyn were two of the easy ones. And weirdly, Alder. Like, I didn't have much trouble with Alder.
I had Crocodile out, and I was like, all right. I had a couple of revives or something, but I was like, I gotta just give it a shot.
Yeah.
If I resurrect someone, they're gonna get killed anyway. And it was my Crocodile up against his Volcarona.
Oh, right.
And I was down at like, I don't know, a third hit points or something. And I retaught Crocodile Outrage because I deleted Strength with a heart scale from the move family earlier in this before I went in. Because I was like, I can't have Strength in this fucking thing. Right. And I need a dragon counter. But I knew that the other moves weren't going to be as effective, so I just dropped an Outrage.
Yeah.
And killed it.
He doesn't have that many Dragon-type Pokemon, does he?
He has Druddigon.
Druddigon.
The reason that Crocodile was out was that I just killed Druddigon.
Oh, yeah. He's got a few Pokemon who are pretty useless, including Bouffalant.
Yeah.
Who... I guess, like, Bouffalant had Stone Edge and Earthquake, which are both annoying.
Excelgar was a joke. I happened to open with Archeops because I was coming off Marshall.
Yeah.
So, I just
Excelgar is a joke.
Yeah. Bouffalant, no.
Escavalier is sort of a joke.
I taught Brick Break to Electric, so
and of course,
was a one-hit.
Vanillux is a joke. If you have...
Vanillux is pretty good against me.
Was he?
My... Pokemon that have Earthquake are also susceptible to Vanillux, so that's a hint for you.
Well, let me hop back real quick because there's a Pokemon on Grimsley's team that I feel like I should.
Oh yeah, did you not
address really quickly because it was my.
Did you not barf this week?
You make me barf Pokemon of the week.
Yeah,
it was Scrafty. What's the pre-evolution of Scrafty called?
Scraggy, we talked about.
I don't think I've ever made Scraggy an You Make Me Barf Pokemon, even though I don't think I like I don't like Scraggy. But
well, how could you?
Scrafty is so much worse. They're pulling up their little pants, and that's a skin they've molted off.
Yeah, that's right.
Ugh, I think and it's dark fighting. I just think they're so ugly.
I really don't like it either.
Little mohawk.
To be honest.
Their little flappy skin hanging everywhere. Yuck.
And like dumb eyes.
Yeah, and like little like mouth breather mouth. Like yeah, I don't like Scrafty. That's my You Make Me Barf Pokemon of the week. And of course, Grimsley.
I like that the Bulbapedia is just Scrafty appears to be based on a lizard. Yeah, fucking no shit.
Yeah, no duh.
I do hate that mohawk, too.
Scrafty appears to be based on a lizard.
Oh, yeah.
With its red spike mohawk, molted skin, pants, and hoodie. Scrafty also seems to encapsulate stereotypes of various urban youth subcultures of the past several decades, namely hip-hop and punk.
Begging to be canceled. Yeah. Yeah, it puts pants and hoodie in quotes.
Scare quotes.
Yikes.
Yeah. So yeah, Scrafty is my You Make Me Barf Pokemon of the week. Joshua, we flipped a coin. It came up tails, but we thought, why the fuck not?
It's Friday night, baby.
It's Friday night. Let's get in there. Let's battle, huh?
Yeah.
So we're going to go, bug catchers, mash our Pokemon together in Pokemon Showdown, and we will be back with the results of the first battle. Josh, congratulations in advance.
Jesus.
Bug catchers, I will see you in a few minutes.
Round 1 fight.
Joshy!
Hello!
Don't do that.
Hello! Hello! Hello there! Hello! 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 Hello!
From Uncle Leo.
Yeah, it felt like the match was going my way for the first few Mon.
Yeah.
I was pretty handily getting through your team, weren't I? Well, Bisharp specifically.
You opened with Garbodor, and I opened with Behem because I predicted you would do that, and I thought I would go first and just psychic you to death.
Which you eventually
But Garbodor goes first, and you still get the fucking toxic spikes out, which is a nightmare, and then I killed you in one hit.
Right.
But then you bring out Bisharp, and
Bisharp
was running
managed to get a
roughshod.
Swords Dance off while you were switching, which is nice.
Yeah.
But then he also used Guillotine on Archeops.
Which is one of my ringers. Like, you with a 30% chance, you one-hit KO'd my second, if not number one strongest Mon.
Yep. But then you brought in your ringer, Uncle Leo.
Uncle Leo, hello.
Crocodile. There's literally nothing I can do against this guy. Uncle Leo one-hit KO'd my entire team.
I could not believe this, actually. This Mon is fucking...
You chewed through my team.
I mean, it was like a joke. He ended up with a 3.5 times attack.
Because of Moxie.
Yeah, Moxie is so good.
Yeah, there was nothing I could do against him. In fact...
So he came out, one-hit KO'd Bisharp, then you brought out...
I tried to do another Guillotine.
Sigilif, but then I did Crunch, one-hit KO.
I thought I could maybe hypnosis you with Sigilif, but you, of course, went first.
Crunch, one-hit KO, and then you brought in Vanillux, Earthquake, one-hit KO, and then you brought in Clink Clang.
Vanillux, my plan was
one-hit KO.
Sheer Cold, which is another one-hit KO move.
And then Chandelure, Earthquake, one-hit KO.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything.
And you did poison me with the Toxic Spikes, but I have Shell Bell. So it's also regaining all of my hit points.
Just about all of the missing poison
I love
damage.
this thing, Crocodile. And you've been making fun of it for the whole season.
It's a hell of a little Mon. In fact, you and I discussed after you literally chewed through my entire team in 5 moves that we're not even going to battle again, because the second Crocodile comes out, I'm just toast. So
yeah.
Hats off to you, Joshua. Hats off to you, Crocodile. You are the superior Pokemon and Pokemon champion.
Thank you.
What a little Mon, huh?
Right?
Crocodile.
Who would have thought?
Tough ass little Mon.
Uncle Leo.
I probably should have trained something that would have been better against him, but I didn't.
You not having a grass or water type,
right,
is kind of a glaring error, I would say.
Well, and like all of my Pokemon are either susceptible to your dark moves or your ground moves.
Yeah.
I don't have a single Pokemon who's not.
Crocodile has a super effective move against every single one of your Pokemon. So
yeah, so all you need to
that's a problem for you that you might want to think about for our last episode next week.
Yeah, all you need to do is Crunch and Earthquake. Maybe I'll bring Cottony back or Whimsy Scott back.
I gave you a pass on that episodes ago.
Well, and I no longer have any excuses because Bisharp is like just a guy.
Bisharp is fucking sick. Yeah,
there's no way that thing's an inanimate object.
Oh yeah, no, you've given up. You might as well, like, obviously you'd have to throw a bunch of time at it. I'm going to come back
next week with Reshiram and Volcarona.
I could potentially regret telling you this, but Ferrothorn is a very good option for you.
I don't want to train. That thing's so low level. I'd have to train it like crazy.
Plus it's ugly, but it is grass and steel. That helps you out in a couple of ways.
All right, Joshua, congratulations. Bug catchers, thank you for joining us this week on the podcast. We'll be back next week, and we'll be chasing waterfalls.
With our old friend,
David Sims.
Yeah, exactly.
Please do join us for the last episode of the season next week. We'll tie up all the loose ends. Then get your carts ready now, or get your eBay accounts ready now, because we are going to be playing...
and get your credit cards ready, importantly.
Because we've created a... We've created a false
Actually,
market.
This one's not that bad. I got the case with the manual and the cart because I am a psycho.
Oh, but you're such a precious baby. You need all that kind of stuff.
But I got all that for $50.
Oh, that's not too bad.
So if you just get a cart, it's probably like $20.
And the game we're talking about is Pokemon Ranger.
Yes.
Which we have not yet said.
Specifically, we will be playing Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia. And we'll be doing it in 3 or 4 episodes. We're not really sure, but no more than that. So we'll tell you the first episode will be going through the first 4 missions and going from there.
If you're not into the interstitials, you can just wait a few weeks. But if you are, go pick up your Pokemon Ranger cart. After that, I think are we doing Black and White 2 next?
Oh, yeah.
And then it's Black and White 2. We'll have to figure out a fun gimmick for that because it's not quite a remake.
It's the only direct sequel.
Right.
But it's still a new game, so we're going to have to discuss whether or not
it's a new story, but it's still Unova. We're going to be in the same place. So we might want to do something a little spicy. It might not be Nuzlocke, but we'll probably go with some kind of fun, atypical rules.
If we do not do Nuzlocke, I will guarantee that I'm going to do some dumb theme.
What about favorites? What if we import some of our old teammates? from previous gens.
We definitely can do that at this point.
That might be fun. That might be a little spicy. Or eggs. Maybe we start with our starter and then we create eggs from all of our old favorites.
Brie Van Der would certainly enjoy that.
That could be fun. That could be spicy. We'll figure it out before we do that, but we have a few weeks because we have Ranger on the horizon. So, Joshua, thank you for joining me. Bugcatchers, thank you for joining us. Please do follow us on social media at EXPSharePod on Twitter and on Instagram, and do follow the Bugcatchers subreddit, subreddit.com/r/Bugcatchers.
That's right. It's usually my thing. But
wait, did I say subreddit.com?
Subreddit. That's why I
Reddit.com/r/Bugcatchers.
Okay. Yeah, you did it okay.
Anything else? Merch.
Yeah, and you could also support us by buying our merch at expsharemerch.com.
Joshua, Bugcatchers. Goodbye.
Smell you later.